This is an important event simply because we are telling the world that as human beings, we can figure this thing out. We don't need a God who has a book that is so contradicting on one hand, who advocates all kind of stuff, enslavement, rape, cannibalism, all that stuff. What we're saying is we can be good without belief. We can be good without God, without a religion.
I'm glad to be able to think on my own without someone telling me how to think. It's beautiful, it's a good feeling, and I would encourage anyone that is trying to get away from brainwashing and superstition to embrace atheism.
We can never go back to that way of thinking. We've tried everything but secularism, humanism, atheism, free thought. Nothing has worked. Listen, if prayer, belief, and worship, and loving God and loving Jesus, if that was beneficial, we wouldn't be on the bottom of the food chain like we are.
When we'll be rid of your life. Say I need to hear the truth. The sales pitch of eternal life and eternal. The devil got his way. I want to know how when you are praying, when you are doomsdaying, how you think you know that someone is listening to what you are saying. So you think that you can tell us how to live our lives, never questioning the source from which your moral code derives. You think that's so.
Hello and welcome to Freethinking Island, where the prevailing winds of reason blow and the waves of logic and evidence flow. We are here at Flushing Meadows with my co-host, as usual, smiling, Joy Kahlua Queen Holloway.
This is Joy, the Kahlua Queen Holloway Davalar here at Flushing Meadows Park for the wonderful Blackout Black Atheist Black Free Thinking event.
Secular.
Black Secularists. We are Freethinking Island, broadcasting live and direct from Flushing Meadow Park here with the fabulous people. We have Hilaire Sobers from Yardy Skeptics and Hear Me Now along with us.
Yes, thank you very much for coming right over the Mad Pacer. I mean, to get attention from you. I mean, it's simply. I can't explain it.
Flattery, I love it. Flattery.
Yes, I flatter away. I mean, to hear the voice first, then to see the face on video, and now to see it in the flesh. Live and direct. My day is made. I can go home now. I don't need to go to the rally.
I'm actually the CEO of Black Atheists of America. AJ Johnson is the vice president of Be Secular. So just to clear that up. But on behalf of Black Atheists of America and Black Non-Believers, which is headed by Mandisa, we are very, very thankful that you are all here. This is a wonderful event. Glad that you decided to share in celebrating diversity within the secular movement. The bigger the movement, the stronger the movement. So thank you everyone for being here, and I truly hope that you enjoy yourself today. All right? Thank you.
All right, the gospel means the good news, and I got some bad news and I got some good news, okay? The bad news is there's probably no God. The good news is we have each other. Welcome. Good to see everybody. I just gotta get something off my chest right now. I don't really like the term atheist. I am an atheist, but I don't really like that word. It's like the N-word. It rubs people the wrong way. It's an ugly word. I prefer the term polyatheist. There are many gods I don't believe in. Don't take it personal. You know, if you tell me about your conversation with a ghost and I don't take your word for it, it has nothing to do with you. That's just how I am. I don't even like the word polyatheist because it got that little word atheist in it. And what it is for me really is I have a show me, don't tell me attitude about everything. Right, whether it's the scientist, the teacher, the preacher, show me, don't tell me. Can I get a ramen? Yes, show me, don't tell me. So I'm watching a little bit of TV and there we go, skirt flying up. I was watching a little TV and I came across this Undateable Atheist episode. Anybody seen that? Circling around YouTube, the Undateable Black Atheist? Yeah. So needless to say, the main character is dating this black guy who happens to be an atheist, and she finds out, and there's a falling out between him and her father, and at the end of the episode, she breaks up with him over religious differences. And the last thing she says to him is, how could you love anyone if you don't love God? Now, that's an interesting question. First of all, I think we need to do a little bit better in the PR department if people are asking us stuff like this. But what is love? How do we define love as non-religious people? We could open up an ancient book that says love is patient, love is kind, and so on and so forth. Corinthians 13. Wait, Coffee, I thought you were an atheist. I am an atheist, but you don't have to believe in angels and talking animals for that to mean something to you. You know what I'm saying? We can take a look at the Quran. In the Quran it says, it may be that Allah will grant love between you and those whom you now hold as enemies. Isn't that optimistic? Everybody just putting their rocket launchers down and getting along, you know what I mean? That would be great. How about love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies, Aristotle. I like that one, that's poetic. What about Lao Tzu? Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. I dig that. How about Martin Luther King? I've decided to stick with love because hate is too great a burden to bear. See, for me, being an atheist is not about what I don't believe in. Being an atheist is about what I do believe in. And I believe in the power of love, in the value of self-sacrifice. I believe in hard work and education. I believe in honor and respect. I believe in fairness, generosity, responsibility, all those things. Common sense being one of them, So, what do you do? What do you love? What are you passionate about? What's your cause? Everybody's got one. Me, I'm passionate about medical science. Y'all want to hear my testimony? I got a testimony. So it was my birthday a couple years ago. I turned 21. And I did a big show with my band, and a lot of my family members came through. A lot of my best friends came through. It was the best birthday of my life. And right after that moment, when I got off the stage, my dad pulls me outside and he said, your aunt's in the hospital and they say she's going to die. She's not going to make it, so we're going to get in the car, we're going to go down to Atlanta, we're going to see her one last time. Now obviously I didn't take that well. I was drunk, and it was my 21st birthday, so for the next couple weeks my liver suffered a little bit after that. We went down to Atlanta, the doctor had good news and bad news. She got through it. She got through it, and she's alive now thanks to the nurses and the paramedics and the surgeons that took care of her, so she didn't die of the same ailment that took my grandmother before I was born. That's a miracle. Science performs miracles every day. It gives sight to the blind, it reattaches limbs, it even raises the dead. Can we get fired up for medical science? That's what I'm saying. I get fired up about my people's history. I get a little bit offended actually when people, especially white people, no offense to the white people in the audience, when white people try to tell me that the earth is 6,000 years old. Now come on now. The lie detector test determines that is a lie. I've talked to historians that have studied over 25,000 years of African history. That's a powerful story. I studied about the ancient Egyptians who built the pyramids, and taught the Greek philosophers about music and math and the cosmos and chemistry and all those things, architecture. I get fired up about history. I love evolution. I think it's a wonderful and epic story. Imagine a world 50 or so million years ago, before there was a mind capable of calculating what the longest day of the year would be. And they still had the sense to figure out where to go and migrate across different continents in anticipation of the changing seasons. Imagine a world 50 or so million years ago where there is not a mind capable of creating a ballot box where each vote is counted, but still have enough sense to pick leaders from among the community. and follow the direction of the alpha male and the alpha female, no matter what. Choosing those who produce the most value for the community and actually casting away those who produce the least and are not cooperative. Now you fast forward 50 million years to today. I belong to a dynasty of survivors dating back to the first life on Earth. Now that is a powerful story. Much more powerful than any magical story that you could come up with. Now, I had a conversation with my mom about this stuff, you know what I mean? About the black atheist love thing. I said, Mom, love, you know, people think that atheists don't have love, don't understand what love is. I can tell you what love is not. Love is not drowning your own children when they disappoint you. And if the Bible is to be taken literally, and we are God's children, God did that. And if I was to try to express my love to the people in this audience, if I was to try to express my love to the people in this city, on this planet, I wouldn't choose a brutal human sacrifice to myself to express that love. That does not sound like love. I won that argument, but at the end she said, so what's your end game? You know, for everyone just to have no faith like you? And I thought, no, that's not my end game. I actually think that faith is a wonderful thing. You have to have faith to live in this crazy world. You have to have faith in some core values, maybe not in invisible beings, but in intangible values. You have to have hope when it doesn't seem like you're going to make it. It takes unshakable faith to march and hold up a sign that says, I am a man, in a country that still defines us as 3/5 human. That takes faith. That takes courage. So it's not that I'm anti-faith, I'm just all about action. That's what it is with me, you know what I'm saying?
This is Joy at the Blackout, and I am talking to, who am I talking to? What's your name?
My name is Dina Roth.
Dina Roth, and we are at the Center for Inquiry, which is the home of atheism, secularism, secular humanism, free thought, all of these words that we keep hearing about. What do they really mean, though?
Specifically, CFI is a nonprofit organization that promotes science, reason, and secular values in society. So separation of church and state, lobbying for human rights and civil rights on all levels. And that intersects a lot with the secular community, especially people who are looking for a government that will support the separation of church and state for a secular society. And so all of these different terms, atheism, secular humanism, free thought, they all sort of coalesce as an umbrella under this secular society that we're all promoting.
So you're definitely for human rights and good things.
Yes.
Putting away dispelling all rumors that people who are atheists or free thinkers or secularists are evil, child murdering, baby eating creatures. They actually care about human beings, people. They're not looking to eat your children.
Not really. No, not really? Not really, no.
Babies don't taste good.
Not as far as I know. I can't speak on their
a little
behalf.
barbecue sauce on them.
I mean, and this is from a woman eating salad, and she's not eating babies, she's having a lovely salad.
Vegetarian, so maybe if I was a meat eater, I'd have a different answer.
Oh, yeah.
But I know, as far as I know, I don't know a single atheist that's ever eaten a baby. So I think that bodes well for our cause.
So they're non-believers and they're vegans, so they don't even eat meat. Joy at the from the Freethinking Island here at the Blackout, moving around and talking to interesting people, and none of them eat babies. Now moving over to the table, the Foundation Beyond Belief, which I've heard so much about, and I want to know what the Foundation Beyond Belief is. Is this a charitable organization? Is this stepping in where all the religious people step in and try to help people and then con them with some Jesus strings?
Yeah, a lot of people give through their churches. They go to church every Sunday and they give on the collection plate, and humanists, atheists don't really get to have that experience. So what we decided to do is harness the awesome power that is humanists and atheists and nuns, which is a growing group in the U.S., and take that power and do good, raise money for secular charities that are out there helping people with poverty, education, women's rights, and organizing to do good is basically our motto.
And this is, what table is this? Good without God. Please explain that. How can by the way, my name is Joy, and I do a podcast with my co-host right there. It's called the Freethinking Island. It caters mostly to a Caribbean audience because the Caribbean people need to wake up. We're trying to wake them up. So maybe you could tell our audience, how can you be good without God? Because God is good. God is good. Yes, He's good all the time. But you say God, you're good without God. How's that?
Well, morality is something that comes from inside who we are, not something that's external in any way. And so everyone is, if they're being good, are good without God from our perspective, because we don't see any kind of evidence that there's a higher power beyond ourselves.
Trying to make the Caribbean, bring the Caribbean face to the blacked out. So I'm just enjoying myself and trying to, meet different people, different, people from around the world. I was just talking to the Filipino atheists, group. So, it's nice. It's going pretty good.
And we want to remind people that we got the Caribbean. Well, you know what? I'm going to let David talk about that. The Caribbean link up, because even though we're here in the park today and we doing the rounds and talking to a lot of interesting people here, to let you people in, give you a snapshot of what happened this weekend, live and direct from the Flushing Meadows Park and all the different people in this movement. We are, as the Caribbean, we are linking up and doing interesting things. We're linking up and doing interesting things, and David is going to kick off something tomorrow. I mean, David, talk a little bit about what we're going to be meeting up and talking about tomorrow in Manhattan.
Just to say that we are here from the Caribbean. Tomorrow should be a historic day. We are going to be forming the Caribbean Secular Alliance. Mandisa just mentioned it, and it's great moment, emotional for many of us, like Joy there, Joy Holloway, who does Freethinking Island with me, Hilaire Sobers, Yardi Skeptic, and then we've got Jay Green and Sion Lewis, both who've written from the Caribbean perspective, so it's a really great pleasure for me, David is Caribbean, to be part of this.
What we're going to do is have a meeting where we're going to talk about these things, and we're also going to have the chance for people to link up via telephone. So it's going to be a chance for us to talk about things that deal with the Caribbean, how we're going to look at opposing religion, which of course is a big imposition in the Caribbean, how we're going to push back against that in a way that's strategic, that gives us a place at the table, how we're going to how we're going to promote reason, science, and critical thinking so that decisions in our region are ones that will actually benefit our people socially and technologically, and we can get on to this bandwagon which is moving fast for secularism, and we're seeing evidence of that here today with so many people speaking. And yeah, so real fill up for us before tomorrow when we talk to the Caribbean people.
This is Jeremiah Camara. Not really a few questions, but I've watched his videos with much delight on YouTube, the slave sermons, and this man has some absolutely wonderful, profound, and deep things to say about religion and black people in religion, and that's why we're here at the Blackout. Talk to me about the secular rally, the Blackout, Black atheists, free thinkers, secularists, and everything. Tell me how important this event is, and any other words you have to say about it.
It's very important because we've never done anything like this. We've done everything but non-belief. Nobody's here whining, we're not marching, we're not complaining. This is an event where you're going to see the freest black thinkers anywhere in the country. We're not entangled and ensnared in someone's dogma, in someone's belief system, in someone's religion. This is an important event simply because we are telling the world that as human beings, we can figure this thing out. Isn't that what religion is all about? It's the art of trying to pretend to know something that you can't possibly know. That's all it really is. We don't need a God who has a book that is so contradicting on one hand, who advocates all kind of stuff, enslavement, rape, cannibalism, all that stuff. What we're saying is we can be good without belief. We can be good without God, without a religion. So when someone says, do you believe in God? My first question to that is, should I?
We have tried everything else but this. We have tried marching. We tried praying. We've tried everything but secularism, humanism, atheism, free thought. Nothing has worked. Listen, if prayer, belief, and worship, and loving God and loving Jesus, if that was beneficial, we wouldn't be on the bottom of the food chain like we are.
What is the entitlement package? Show me the entitlement package. What can you do as a believer that I cannot do? Where can you go that I can't go? What can you achieve that I can't achieve? So that's what this is about. We're saying that, look, you see these black people that are sitting here today, you're never gonna see this again. We didn't invite Allah here. We didn't invite Yahweh. We didn't invite Jehovah or whoever else. We are here because at the end of the day, we know all we have is each other. Why should we continue to appeal to a God that didn't come in 400 years when we was asking? So now we think something's, while we're not in shackles, we think he's gonna come now. If you live by depending on the supernatural, you're gonna ultimately die by depending on the supernatural. And that's where black people are right now. We are on the bottom of the food chain and pray the most. If this stuff did any good, all this praise, worship, and prayer, if it did any good, why are you still on the bottom of the food chain?
Have you noticed that as more churches come in the black community, the worse off we get? The more of the mega churches, the worse things get. And you know why? Because they're black holes. They're sucking the light from our minds.
It's funny, you mentioned something about TD Jakes, and I saw a couple of friends this whole week put up something about TD Jakes, and it's all the same thing. Oh, you might be having a horrible time, but things are gonna get good. You're having a bad time, things are gonna get good. Oh, you're having a trying time, don't worry, things are gonna get good. So why is it black people always gotta be holding on? Everybody else in the world gone on and got their piece of the pie, but black people must still be holding on because things are gonna get good.
Preachers basically center their sermons around 6 things. The first thing that preachers talk about automatically is, first of all, they're gonna put you in the storm. They're storm chasers. They're gonna highlight all the bad stuff in your life because it's gonna give them an opportunity to rescue you at the end of their sermon. Okay? Then they're gonna get you with the hook. That's the second thing. It's basically 6 preacher techniques. Then you got the hook. The hook is that catchy, repetitive phrase that preachers repeat over and over and over again because it helps to sell their sermons more effectively. The third is assigners. Assigners. They're gonna give you assignments. Turn to your neighbor, slap your neighbor, give your neighbor a high five. Somebody look at somebody do this. Somebody look at somebody do that. The fourth thing is gonna be hope dealers. Either today, tomorrow, or somewhere in the near future, God's he's gonna take care of you. So they're gonna sell you a whole bunch of hope to keep you coming back tomorrow. The fifth thing is the messenger. These are people who are self-appointed prophets who claim that God has told them to do so. God told me to tell you, and God told me to tell you, and God put this on my heart. Then the sixth and final thing are the terrorists. Terrorists' goal are to scare the hell out of you. They make you afraid not to come to church. And if you want to add a seventh thing, it's basically the recruiter. That preacher is going to center his sermon around tithing. Now, we know all these gods are made up, but if you were going to make up a God, why don't you make up a God who doesn't require you to tithe any money? You build these big churches and you expect us to come and pay for all this stuff. Now, if God called you, then he should have provided a way for you to pay for all of this stuff. You see? So here it is, every week, $20 to $25 million gets sucked out the black community going to these churches. And what do we have to show? Not a damn supermarket. Nothing. Not a gas station, not a hotel, not a hospital, but yet you always on your knees. On your knees so much, you're gonna have, you're gonna mess up your ACL, you're on your knees so much. We need to grow up and realize that there are no benefits to blind belief.
Freethinking Island continuing the rounds at the Blackout Rally, and we got some West Indian people here. Yes. West Indian people. Which flag? Which flag is in? Oh Lord, Jamaicans bought the place. There's so much Jamaican like salt and everything, but that's all right. But it's flavor up the things. This is who? Talk to me. Who is this wonderful woman here with the lovely black locks?
My name is Lori James. I'm an atheist.
Say it loud.
I'm an atheist. I am originally from Jamaica, West Indies. I now currently live in Tamarack, Florida. I have been an atheist for the past 4 years, and is elated to be an atheist. I'm glad to be able to think on my own without someone telling me how to think. It's beautiful, it's a good feeling, and I would encourage anyone that is trying to get away from brainwashing and superstition to embrace atheism. Atheism, for a black person to be an atheist, it's I can't even describe it, because here you are, as black people, what they do is tell you that you are a dependent. And you now realize that you're not really a dependent. You are an independent person. You have a thought for yourself. You have a mind. And so you use your mind. And so I'm using my mind. And I go out and tell others, and just the very presence of me, cause people to be anxious to check me out and see what's going on with me. I want to say I'm a militant atheist. I'm not even the ordinary atheist. Most atheists are kind of reasonable. I'm kind of a little bit unreasonable because I push it to the limit. I push it to the limit. Yes, yes.
To the limit.
I hear smiling.
Push it to the limit. I push it to the limit. I don't let it go. You don't get a chance to get away with me. I'm not here to get people to force you into anything, because we don't indoctrinate. What we do, we tell people to look around you and see if any decent God would allow what is going on in this world. And if I'm a God, I would do much better. So I could not respect someone who called themselves a God. And so when I came to this thing, I came with, I had three, I was faced with three understanding of what, God could be. One of the understanding is that God is either he's inept, he's useless, he doesn't make any sense, he's obsolete, or he doesn't exist, or he's just a sadist, a sadist. And I chose the fact that a person who allow what goes on here to be the non-belief position. So the non-belief position is what I chose, because it has to be non-belief for anything like this to go on in this world.
Amen. That was a sermon. That was a sermon by this wonderful woman. You said 4 years ago, though. What? She went to Bible school. Oh Lord! But what happened?
What happened is that, just as I say in the video, I looked around me and I saw uselessness. I saw everything is going on exactly how it would go on without a God. And I'm thinking to myself, there couldn't be a God here, because I, as a person, is very altruistic and benevolent. So if I'm a benevolent person, I would not allow people to suffer so much. So if somebody is allowing them to suffer, they don't exist at all. Because I couldn't believe that anyone would allow what goes on. So you don't exist. And so I took that position. And ever since, I'm free, I'm happy, and I go out and I tell everyone how great it is to be an atheist.
You're like a free bird. You see that, people? You're a free
evangelist of reason. Lori James, I love it.
She's an evangelist of reason. You see, people, if somebody could be an evangelist and get thinking and wake up and smell the virtual non-God coffee, because it's de-God coffee, not decaf. they can smell that, you can wake up also.
But
All right.
It's a great feeling. It's a great.
She looks she having a good time. She look like she get liberated.
You're liberated because what happened is that you're coming among your people. You're seeing that the very people that you are told that they are innate to believe in a God. Because remember, black people hold on to God more than any other group or most groups. Because someone tell them that you need a comforter. You need somebody to love you, because all that is going on, it's going on because other people are doing it to you, but God loves you, so it's going to take care of you. So you gravitate towards a God. And so I am very excited because I see so many people, and I'm thinking to myself, these people can go out and affect others too. They can say to them, oh, look at me. I don't believe in a God, and I'm okay. As a matter of fact, I have very high standard. I'm very moral because I love my neighbors myself. I believe in treating others as I would want to be treated, and that's innate. I never got that from the Bible at all. As a matter of fact, I got the opposite from them. Because the God who is in charge of that and who is the one that set it up as brutalizing others, hate others, because that is what the God does. The God of the Bible, the God of the Christian Bible, that's where I came from, encourage people to treat other people bad by his example. Because his example is to rape, steal, lie, and do all these things. So when I was a Christian, I walked in the church and I knew that I was much more moral than my God. Because when I walked in the church and I heard and I saw what was going on in the church, I realized that the people got it from their God. And I said to myself, I don't belong here because I'm too moral for this. So what they need to do is to open your mind, look around you. I would say to anyone, just look around you and see the devastation. The churches, the place that has the most churches are the most devastated and disenfranchised. Look at them, killing, more lying, receiving of stolen goods, all these things, sickness, diseases, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, all of these things are happening in the poor neighborhood because they believe that God is going to heal them. They believe that God is taking care of them. They believe that whatever they eat and bless, God is blessing it to their soul. And it's nonsense, and I've rejected it. And I'm so happy. And I would call on anyone watching this and you're black, reject that mess. It's mess. It's total mess. Reject it.
Thank you so much. Enough said. Amen. We need a tambourine. We need a tambourine to shake down. Still doing the Juggernaut through the Blackout, the Black Secular Non-Believers event, and I am here with Mandisa, the lovely Mandisa that was on the island with us, and I get to see her in person. I get to see all of her in person. So eat your hearts out. Mandisa, how hard is this? Tell me about what kind of time you're having today.
It's been busy for me being one of the organizers of this event, but it's been great to see everyone here. I think this is the most concentrated number of black atheists we've ever seen at any event. So on that end, it's been successful. I think these are the most black atheists that many of these organizations have ever seen. So that is a huge accomplishment.
Do you think more people will come out once they get wind of this? More black people will be comfortable to come out to these events and not feel like maybe lightning would strike them, or maybe they might stump their toe later at night, or get into a car accident or something like that. You think that more people will start to come out and say, look, man, we got to start talking about these things?
Yes, I think they will. I think that the initial discomfort and initial apprehension is normal, especially upon, we're a pretty socially awkward community, so it can be kind of hard for people to get up the nerve and the courage to, to come out and meet people in person. But I think once they see this, once they see that we're all getting together, we're having a great time, and, I think that it's going to encourage them more and more.
And what do you want to see for the future? Because I know this was inspired by the Reason Rally, which I went to last year, which was really, really good. I do think that as the Juggernaut continues and as the time continues, it'll pick up more black people who have just need to wake up.
I think it will. I think with the growth of our groups, these race-specific or gender-specific focus groups, I think that it gives us a chance to reach communities that the larger organizations may not necessarily have been able to reach before. So I think what will come of this is, with all of us collaborating and working together on this, that we will be able to put together more events like this in the future and help bring more people out. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Very good. You doing your part, and we are doing our part. See, Caribbean people, we out here. Well, I would just ran into Zay Green, who said that it was wonderful being here and seeing people and seeing that all the people of color, and you're not alone in the world. And remember Zay Green from Duppy Know Who for Frightened book, which I will be getting into and delving into and digging it out. No, I have not read it yet, Hilaire.
Hello, please. Excuse me. How can you be having interviewed Zay and you have not read her book?
That's why she gotta come back to the island, because I gotta dig in the book and we can flesh it out. We can talk about all the Duppies and who they're trying to frighten. I know, I just got the book from Amazon. I was reading Free Thinkers by Susan Jacoby, so you gotta give me some time.
No. Good free thinkers read 3-4 books at a time.
Oh Lord.
Yes, yeah, man. Well, no, I kid. But actually, right now, I think. Well, I was actually reading for a while. I was reading Dupping Over Frightened. I was reading 2 of Sikivu Hutchinson's books at the same time. Sikivu, yes. Those are fantastic books. Moral Combat and Godless Americana. Okay. You got to read them because she takes a completely she takes a perspective that one doesn't often see, and that is as a woman of color, atheist and feminist. And she actually generates a quite compelling critique of the white atheist / secularist movement. Yes.
Where's she from?
Right here, USA.
New books to read, people, recommendations. I gotta get them.
You got to get them.
You're a
reader. No, you have to get it. I mean, in fact, I think she's supposed to be speaking in Atlanta next month. I think Mandis is involved in that. Okay. And in fact, if I can get down to Atlanta next month, I'm gonna go and hear her. Okay. But she's fantastic, brilliant. So I highly recommend that you read her without further delay.
All right, a recommendation.
Sikivu and Zay come from similar places. In fact, their critiques are very similar. Okay. Not just simply of Christianity, but also, they do essentially point to the inadequacies of the white secular movement as it relates to people of color. Yes. And basically, we can't afford to divorce the notion of secularism from the wider imperative of social justice. White secularists can. That's one big difference. We have a different angle.
And we have different needs also in this. And it's like Laurie said, black people need this, to feel like there's somebody, Big Daddy, that loves us and stuff. Yeah. And it's a different thing. That's why it's so hard for us to divorce ourselves.
But it is because when you have been the victim of oppression for as long as you have, you are that much more vulnerable, as far as I'm concerned, to the lure of religion. You've been oppressed, you've been disenfranchised, you're economically disempowered, and particularly, it's much easier to be vulnerable to the opiate of religion.
They get super pissed when you point out that their God is inconsistent. Spit logical meth out of my breath until my death, I promise. I'm here to astonish your mind with reason that's praying to me. I'm also here to silence a deity, swimming in visions of him pleading to me. Jesus crying on his knees, hoping that I don't banish him to the bad place, Hoboken. If he was actually real, that wouldn't be enough for him. I'd add to that last line a bit of Republicans, the epitome of suffering, stuff to him and his closest kin. But with men with logical pros, those that's hosting him, more accurately synonymous with immolate. Send the so-called king of peace to ascend his fate. Grand Master, son, never begin to wait. I'm a beast on the mic, and this here is a candidate.
We got the rapper with the mad skills, the mad lyrics, the conscious, realistic, and cognitive lyrics. I love what you had to say. You get high off the knowledge. But I'll let David take it away.
Junkie, yeah.
He's a junkie for reason.
Junkie for reason. Gary, gifted anomaly, and gifted he is, and he showed us today his lyrics. Absolutely splendid. How has it been going for you musically, Gary?
I mean, it's going good. I just put out an album recently, Blackout Secular event. My group, Grand Unified, we got shows coming up in D.C., in Seattle soon, and another one here in New York, so things are going great.
So what's been the response generally to the music? Because your message, of course, is different. It's that kind of conscious lyrics. You even got some physics in there, even all the different theories and issues with religion. How is it being accepted by the mainstream, which is not always the secular world?
I mean, a lot of people simply don't understand what I'm saying half the time. But those that do, they really appreciate it because they can tell the type of work I put into it and that I keep it factual. We don't just make things up. If it is any type of fiction, it's science fiction. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
And what about today itself? How did you find today's event?
I mean, the crowd was great. The crowd was great. It's a little hot out here. It's a little hard to find, so everybody was a little tepid at the beginning. But everybody got into it, had a good time.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot. Great talking to you, and I hope you keep going from strength to strength.
Well, thanks a lot for that. But I got one more question. Lord have mercy, like it flew out of my head. How do you find you rap a lot about science, you rap a lot about reason, and I know your raps are really smart. What do you think about all the other rappers that rap a lot about all kinds of whacked out things, all kinds of illogical things, and then they run up to get the award and always thanking God?
I mean, it's ridiculous, but I can't be too mad. I gotta just focus on what I'm doing and try to keep it, secular, factual, scientific, do things right. As far as their skill level, they suck.
Thank you. That's right. Coming from a rapper, and he is damn good. And we heard some of his skills here early on the Freethinking Island. That's the one.
Actually, I need to know who here got a pack. Mail it to me in a tough package so the ride's intact. No, shame my game. Nah, screw that. I'm actually quite proud that I freebase facts. I need more. More information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more. I need more calculus classes. I'm starting to twitch. These differential equations are making me itch. Without it, my mind hurts. I'm mad. Kick pup, world class jerk. Outside Dr. Tyson's office, I lurk. More. Feed me, Neil. More. Hey. Information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more. Yo, I need more info on how that laser at NIF works. It's been too long without a hit. My attitude's terse. I need a shot. That may be particles that travel in reverse. Yeah, that hits the spot. Abstain is the worst. I need more. Information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more. I need more info to continue to stack words. Are there alternate universes where time travels backwards? Just one of the things I try to decipher, incite a ride inside your mind when I'm for more information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more. I need more mass, time, speed of light to the second power. Without that, humanity meets its final hour. I need more of this nectar making my blood sing. The constituents of everything just maybe a string. More. Oh, I need a hit of that more. Information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more. I need more reasons to refrain from punching politicians. I need more tactics to try to get these people to listen. I need more data on how the sun works. When trying to fuse iron, watch Leviathan starburst. I need more. Oh, somebody give me a hit. Information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more. I need more empirical evidence for your claims. Religion and science are not the same. Inhaling data, let it dance in my brain. I'm mesmerized by knowledge like a moth to a flame. I need more. More information. I'm a junkie, boy. I need more.
That's not something that I want to miss.
Hello.
Hi. The man with a microphone.
My name is David. This is my Joy Holloway. We do a podcast, Freethinking Island, from the Caribbean.
Excellent.
And we just talked about forming our association.
Yeah.
So can we just have just a few? Yeah. Well, thank you for those congratulations. But from your perspective as president of American Atheists, How do you see this event?
Well, certainly the event is a success. The fact is that it exists. The fact that we had a secular event geared toward people of color is in and of itself an accomplishment. And I'm really happy that I've been a part of it. I'm really happy and proud that American Atheist was a loud and proud sponsor of this event. I'm really proud that Ayanna Watson, my dear friend, is a board member of American Atheists. I'm very, very proud of that. I think the energy here was palpable. I think the passion here is palpable. And I'm looking forward to the second blackout sometime soon, I hope.
Absolutely, and I must congratulate you also for the work that you do, because I live in Canada and I'm from the Caribbean, from Barbados, but we see what you're doing. It's very inspiring. Standing up to religion is not something that we do. It's not part of our culture, but more and more, as you can see from this, we're getting into it. So I wanted to keep also doing what you're doing, giving us some way to go.
I really appreciate that, and basically the way you can make it up to me to say thank you is to do things like form local groups, form groups like the Caribbean Atheists, and join and live and prosper and grow and become a local force. And if you need my help, send me an email and I'll do my best to help you grow.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for that endorsement, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're going to sign out now from the Freethinking Island to all of you. Hope you had a great time listening to all the voices of secularism, atheism, free thought, humanism. We had a good time out here. We rapped. We listened to some people talking. We heard some passionate interviews. And I hope you had a good time. Hope you felt like you were here. This is Joy Holloway Davalar, the Kahlua Queen, signing out from the Freethinking Island. See and be there next year. Hopefully it's a bigger crowd and you can be here too.
And I am David Ince, aka Carib Atheist. It's been great to be here in New York, a little bit warmer than the average day in a Calgary summer, even a Calgary summer. But it's been great to be around so many secular people, so many Caribbean people that we're going to meet tomorrow, and to be able to do a show with Joy on site with her right here next to me, Joy Holloway, Kahlua Queen, Ifis. And so until the next time, where the prevailing winds of reason blow and the waves of logic and evidence flow, my name is David Ince, aka Carib Atheist, signing out.
Say that I need to be saved. Say with me the devil got his